Chandrayaan-3 has a lander and a rover. Lander has four instruments in it. One is for measuring the lunar surface morphology, that is, lunar surface we call lunar regolith. It is a highly thermally non-conducting surface. The temperature outside can be quite high, but interior will be very, very low, maybe of the order of even 100 degrees centigrade, lower than what you see in the surface. That is not profiled so far. So that is one purpose. Profile means you measure the temperature at constant intervals so that you can derive the conductivity. And once you know the conductivity, a lot of other studies can be made. Theoretically, conductivity is one of the major factors for other estimations. And the advantage is this can also be used as a future building block for any stations that you are building, base that you are building. Second is there is a lunar plasmaspheric exosphere. Exosphere means gas will be escaping from that. So this plasma concentration, for measurement of that, we have a payload called LP, Langmuir probe. The earlier one, the payload was Chaste. The one which is penetrating and profiling is called Chaste. The second one is Ramba LP, Langmuir probe. These are the two payloads from Vikram Sarabhai Space Center, Space Physics Laboratory. There are two other things. One is a seismograph. The seismograph is from URSC, LEOS URSC. So there, what we measure is the seismic activities. Seismic activities can be caused by the lunar interior, lunar seismic activity, or it can be by a meteoric hit. And lunar surface is constantly getting bombarded by meteors. Our Earth actually atmosphere protects us from that. So that is not there. So the third is a retroreflector. This retroreflector is for Earth-Moon ranging, distance measurement. It's a passive thing. In the rover, we have two payloads. One is the alpha particle X-ray spectrometer, and second is laser-induced breakdown spectroscopy. Both these things are for measuring the surface composition. Composition, especially elemental composition, whether it is iron or magnesium or calcium, what is the concentration of each one of them, abundance of each one of them. Not only just 2, 3 which I mentioned, a wide variety of compositions. Elemental compositions can be measured by both these things. That is kept in the rover underneath. So it will be directly looking at the surface. These are the payloads in that and the scientific purpose of the payloads.
The duration, about the duration?
Duration, actually all these payloads will be operated. You know, we are going to land somewhere near the lunar morning. Because morning means we need radiation, solar radiation. For power also it is required. So we will be landing, and since then we expect a 14-day operation, typically till the evening. Evening, 14 days. Actually dawn to dusk is 14 days in that region. So we expect 14 days of observation. Or maybe slightly smaller because of the landing, if it is depending on when is the sunset. But approximately 14 hours is our operation that is planned. What it will be doing is the measurement of these things will be depending on solar flux. So solar flux will be increasing during the noon time. Obviously, you can expect a temperature change in the surface. Not only surface, how much it is penetrating to interior is never known. So that can be measured. The second is on the plasma density. Plasma density will have a direct bearing from the solar radiation. So how does the plasma density varies? It will be very thin, and our detector we are capable of measuring up to, if it is above 100 electrons per centimeter cube, we will be able to measure. That is the kind of capacity that we have. Electrons, 100 electrons I am talking. So, and the same is the case with composition. Composition, of course, it is a permanent composition. So there is, but then it will give you whole volume of data during the 14 days. So you will be able to study the composition very well. And seismic activity. All meteors I told you can produce the seismic activity. So you will be able to measure what is the kind of intensities that you are going to face in future if you make a lander mission. What is the kind of impact that you are going to have both from the seismic activities and from the meteoric impact and things like that. So this will be done over a period of around 14 days.